Hi group, this is a video to help you navigate solving the equations that you write for your car loan. So I'm going to walk through an example with you. If you look at my slide here, I've already filled in, I just did one car for just example's sake, but say I buy a Jeep Grand Cherokee and it's at a price of $31,945. Okay, so that part I have already filled in. Okay, here I go to my next slide. This should already be done for yours as well. You should have picked out the estimate for your monthly payment. I just went ahead and did 350 bucks. Obviously, you need to have your explanation in number 2. So those things should be complete. And then we get to the interest rate portion. If you look up here where it says click here, to go to a loan calculator, go there. Okay, you will go to that link. You will choose, it's a new purchase, and then you will choose either a 48-month loan or a 60-month loan. You will use good credit, and you will use our current zip code here for school, 43015. So this information here will be used when you do the loan calculator, and that will tell you your percentage. Okay, so when I did mine, I got an interest rate of 3.54%. Okay, and I did a 60-month loan. Okay, so 3.5%, 60-month loan. And then you can do this again. You can do this whole process again for fair credit if you would like to, or earn some bonus points. Okay, but once you have all of this information, you are ready to do the next slide, which is calculating your loan with the equation that I have given you. Okay, so I'm going to hop over to my Smart Notebook file here, same slide, and I'm going to show you how to plug all of these items in. So let's start with L. L is the amount of your loan. Okay, this is also the price of your car. Okay, now we have not discussed a down payment in this project, but the amount of the loan would be less than the price of the car because typically people have a down payment that they would put on their car. For the sake of keeping this easy, we're just going to use the price of our car. Okay, and so for me, the price of my car was $31,945. So that's my L. Okay, M is the estimated monthly payment. You wrote that in. I wrote in $350 for my estimated monthly payment. So that will be your M. And then R is the interest rate as a decimal divided by 12. So my interest rate was 3.54%. So I'm going to use 0.0345. So 3.54, I'm using 0.0354. So that's what I'm going to use as my R value. So if you look up here, we have to fill all of this portion in. Okay, so bear with me here. So we have big parentheses, 1 minus little parentheses. Okay, so my R is my 0.0354 divided by 12. So that's the whole R value, this part right here. That's my whole R value. Okay, and then divided by, okay, and then divided by R again. Forgot my power. Okay, my power is negative N. So N, as you can see, is the number of payments. This is what we are finding. Okay, N is the number of payments. We are solving for N. We have been working with these types of equations and solving for that exponent. So that's what we're solving for here. Okay, this process takes a little bit of time, but as long as you follow my same steps with your equation, you will get the correct answer. So follow this closely, hit pause if you need to. Okay, I'm going to pull up my calculator. We will definitely be using a calculator. So if you have one, please get that out. Pause me if you need to, and you can grab that calculator. Okay, so first things first, okay? We have our big problem here. It looks super complicated, but I want you to just think of it in a simple way. We have 350 times this big parentheses here. So we're going to go ahead and just divide out our 350. Whatever that looks like for your equation, you're going to divide out that first number on the right-hand side. Okay, so on my left-hand side, let's see what I get. Where'd my calculator go? There he is. Okay, so I get, I'm going to round to 3 decimal places, 91.271. Okay, that's what we should have remaining. Okay, so the part that was in those big parentheses is now, I don't have to write those huge parentheses. I can kind of simplify that a little bit. We are going to make this look a little less ugly. So what we're going to do is we're going to simplify our R values. So this guy right here and this guy right here, we're going to get those out of fraction form just by putting them in our calculator. Okay, so let me grab my calculator again here. Okay, so each of those, I'm going to change those to 0.00295. You should be doing the same thing for your equation. Okay, I'm going to address this part right here before I keep going. 1 plus 0.00295, I can actually simplify that to just be 1.00295. That will make your life a lot easier if you simplify that part. Okay, so now it looks a little bit better, not as ugly as above. So all we did there is we just simplified the rate. I did my 0.0354 divided by 12, and I put that as 0.00295 for those. Okay. Now, you can probably guess our next step. We are solving for n. So we want to get n all by itself. We need to get rid of this fraction. So we're going to multiply by 0.00295 on both sides. That way we can cancel out that denominator. Okay, let's see what happens on the left. All right, I end up, and I'll round to 3 decimal places, 0.269. Okay, so you should be doing the same thing with yours. Whatever your denominator was, multiply by it on both sides. It'll cancel out on the right-hand side, so you just have that numerator left. And then over here on the left-hand side, I did my 91.271 times my rate there, and it gave me 0.269. Okay, we are so close to being able to log both sides. We just need to get rid of this 1. So we're going to subtract 1 from both sides. That will cancel out. So over here, we're left with negative, and then 1.00295 to the negative n. And let's see what we get on the left-hand side. We'll say negative 0.731. Okay, this looks really good. If you notice on both sides, and this should happen for yours as well, you have a negative sign on both sides. So we're going to divide by -1 and just get rid of those negatives. Okay, this is the part that we've been waiting to get to. This is what we've been working on the last few days. We can log both sides because right now we have a base to an exponent. Keep in mind the exponent here is -n. So that we'll come back to that in just a second, but keep that in mind. That negative is part of that n. It's -n. So we're going to go ahead and log both sides here. Now, what we've learned by logging both sides is that this exponent can actually come out front now. So we're going to go ahead and do that, bring that part out front. Okay, and now we have -n times the log of 1.00295. Again, you should be doing this with me. Pause me when you need to pause me, go back, go forward, whatever you need to do. Okay, this will work for your numbers as well. Okay, so here, we're trying to solve for n. We want n to be all alone here. Okay, so the two things that we don't want on this side is we do not want that negative, and we don't want this log of 1.00295. So we're going to divide by negative log 1.00295. Do it on the other side as well. So this should cancel out the negative, it should cancel out the log, and we're left with n. I'm going to go ahead and put this whole thing in my calculator. So that whole box is going to go in my calculator. Yep, that's correct. Okay, so sorry, friends. Okay, so right here, just want to make sure I was right. That's telling me it's going to take 106 months for me to pay for my G. Okay, now I divided it by 12 right here because dividing it by 12 tells me how many years. So this is almost 9 years it would take me to pay off that car. So here, we really want n to be the months. So about 106 months, okay, close to 9 years. Okay, so 106 months for me to pay it off. Let's go back and let's see how this compares to what we actually wanted to happen. So if I go to slide 9, okay, it says how long did it take you? So you would put that answer there. For me, it took me, oops, not 9 months, 106 months. Okay, now it says yes or no. Well, hold on, let's read. How many months would it take you to do? Okay, is the number of months within the restrictions of our interest rate? If you remember right, my interest was for 60 months, or my loan was for 60 months. So probably not. I'm not going to be able to pay it off because mine was 106. So what we do is we explain why. Well, obviously I need to have a higher payment or I need to buy a cheaper car. So that was what we would put there. If you go to the next slide. Okay, did you say no? Yes, I did say no. Okay, so it says right here, duplicate slides 6, 7, and 8 and complete for a longer loan. Okay, this just means choose more months when you do your loan. Okay, so you're going to do the equation again for more months, and you're going to see if I choose more months, could I pay it off in that amount of time? Okay, and so what this will change is this is going to give you a different interest rate. Okay, you're going to have a different interest rate for that. Okay, I hope that helps explain. If you chose yes, you would go to the next slide and you would answer those questions here. But duplicating slides 6, 7, 8 just means go to 6, 7, 8, choose them. Okay, hold down shift, choose them, copy, paste. Okay, so it's all you have to do, copy and paste those because it already has your information that you've typed in on it. So yes or no, and then here, calculate how much you will actually end up paying. So you will take the number of months in and times your monthly payment, and it'll see how long or how much more it is than the original price. And we'll talk a little bit more about that on Monday.